brothers, sisters, it is time to die. Yes, there seems to have been some misinformation since we claim Christ's death and his resurrection, but kindly excuse ourselves with no identification or affiliation with the dying process. Yes, it seems that the call to take up your cross and deny yourselves daily got dropped. Or rather, put on hold, like when our desires come first, we say, Lord, hold, I'll get back to you when I'm done. It's time. It's time to take the responsibility to walk your Christian walk intentionally. Or have you not yet realized that the Ian attached to Christ describes how you should live your lives like Christ? Like Christ who, being in the form of God, humbled himself in obedience unto death, yet we won't clothe ourselves with humility to our parents, teachers, leaders, neighbors. No. Maybe that brand of humility is too expensive. So we buy into cheap false precepts and make pride our prerogative because after all, your opinion, your will, and your ways are always right, and your kingdom of self deserves the spotlight, so you chase after the recognition and attention to prove you're better. Well, I have some news for you today. You're not. So the next time you esteem yourselves higher, remember Jesus is the only standard and benchmark by which any of our lives should be measured. So die to your pride. It's time. Oh, have you forgotten you're a new creation? Set apart to set aside the sin that wants to destroy you, but you'd rather be its slave. Well, if it feels nice, it must be right? So you say, it's just a little thing, everything in moderation. I just live in my life. I'm not hurting anybody. Besides, only God could judge me. Ignoring the fact that one day he will. You see, following Christ is more than just captioning your pictures with a scripture. It's more than just singing hymns and listening to sermons from your favorite pastor. The church is filled with weekly and monthly subscription members looking for just enough Jesus for inspiration, but not too much Jesus for conviction, thanks. And just a sweet sounding message to spark their hearts, but not too much to set it on fire. Too many Christians want the cross for its benefits, but he says count the cost and they run away from it. Have you not yet realized that your baptism into his death was more than just a show and tell for a day, but a representation of Christ through the lives you display? Who are you representing? Do you look like the world, or in Christ are you all in? When a stranger looks at your life, what kind of fruits are they seeing? When the old man comes, knock, 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 do you let him come back in? Die to your past. I don't know about you, but I am tired of replaying those saved messages, revisiting those same places, making my past a present pastime as I relive every hurt and every failure, every rejection and every betrayal. It's a vicious cycle. I'm tired. Why do we invest more time traveling into the past instead of seeking hope for a future? Why do we spend more time in self-misery and less time in self-surrender like Christ, who laid down his life without a fight? He loved his Father so much he was willing to die voluntarily. He said, I've come not to do my will, but the will of him who sent me, who sent you. Friends, brothers, sisters, when will we realize that self-denial is not self-rejection, it's freedom? This is the life of an overcomer. A do all things through Christ's conqueror, redeemed through his blood, no longer called a sinner, made alive with Christ, given access to the Father, holy and blameless. We have the power to deny ourselves. But how can you believe what he says if you don't even know what he said? Where do you get your direction from if he's not your daily bread? How can you conquer the enemy if you won't deny yourself? When you said yes to Christ, your life is no longer yours, it's his. Your future is no longer yours, it's his. But how can you die to self if you're not willing to let Christ live? So I ask you, are you sitting on the throne of self? Are you willing to do what God demands of you, like the rich young ruler in Luke 18:22? Are you willing to let go of material possessions and make him your treasure? To let go of the things in your life that try to exalt themselves higher? Your music, distractions, the gossip, the drama. envy, idolatry, laziness, and your unrighteous anger. Casting down every negative thought, doubt, and fear, are you willing to stand if there's no one left there but you? You see, truly following Christ is not some kind of Disney World ticket to heaven. It's not a set it and forget it transaction. It's not a weekend and a public holiday celebration, so forget your routines and your religion. It's the second to minute to hour and daily summation of a lifelong commitment to die. No, it's not optional. It's not debatable, it's non-negotiable. You see, when Christ said to take up your cross and follow him, he meant it. The paradox of our discipleship: if you're willing to lose your life, you'll find it. Have you found yours? Friends, brothers, sisters, are you willing to find life if it means humiliation, loss of your friends, your job, and your precious reputation, insulted by your family and strangers for your unpopular opinion, persecuted publicly because you claim the title Christian? You see, when Christ died for us, it was a beautiful but unequal exchange. We were guilty, we deserved the penalty, but instead he came and took our place. And as he prayed in the garden in agony, Lord, if it be your will, take this cup away from me, his soul overwhelmed with sorrow, he did not take the easy way out. And as he prayed more earnestly, he said the words that would encompass the model of self-denial for you and me. Not my will, Lord, but yours be done. So many people want to go to heaven but are afraid to die. Maybe if we die to ourselves daily, it wouldn't be so scary. Friends, brothers, sisters, it's time. Are you willing to die?
Thank you.